Lauren, let's turn now to bring it back to what you're experiencing at the moment in your business. We're in COVID times. As you say, there's maybe stresses and difficulties that people are experiencing that are related to what we're currently going through. So what are some of the trends? I don't, obviously not giving away anything in terms of confidentiality, but what are some of the trends that you're seeing in terms of the difficulties that people are facing as they're coming to you?
So I think we touched on it earlier that there's just a massive phase of adjustments for a lot of people. And I think one of the biggest trends that's most difficult is that people are working incredibly hard. If you've been lucky enough to keep your job, people are working very long hours. And the work from home situation was so exciting for a lot of people at the beginning, because it was like, oh yay, all this flexibility and I'm going to work from home. But the reality of it has been that it's incredibly long hours. People feel like they have to be at their boss's beck and call or their customer's beck and call 24 hours a day, because it's like, well, you're not doing anything. I know you're just sitting at home. So answer my calls, reply to my emails. And so the pressure in terms of work for a lot of people has been intense. And so the work hours are longer, and there's less chatting, less socializing, less space for an outlet. And so I'm finding that a lot of people, they're almost like their whole world has become work and only work. And then that's in the context of quite a stressful environment. The threat of COVID, the uncertainty around COVID has been incredibly difficult to adjust to. So I'm seeing that a lot of people are struggling with sleep. It's been a massive thing. People have either gained or lost an incredible amount of weight, and that plays with your identity as well. And I think a lot of people are just feeling like an inexplicable anxiety. It's not that everyone can say, I'm terrified of getting COVID, or I'm terrified of losing my job, or it's such like an unknown that we can't even identify or pinpoint what the anxiety that we're feeling is. And I think that's very frustrating. And then people are inexplicably angry. So people are snappy and irritable and short-tempered and sort of coming into my offices being like, I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I'm so angry. And I think there's a lot of that sort of like bubbling anger that sits under the surface. That also comes with not being able to play out all of the different roles in our lives. I think at the moment people are being reduced to only being a mom and an employee, or only being a boss and I don't know, friend or whatever it is. But people cannot play out all of the versions of themselves. And it's quite sort of like constricting. We don't get to explore ourselves as much. And I think all of that combined is creating quite a lot of angst.
Wow, that's really a really great summary of the various dynamics that are playing in our lives, and you've expressed it so well. The thoughts that are going through many of our minds, and some of those people are taking steps to address them by speaking to somebody like yourself. But there are many people who aren't, who are just living with that vague but real anxiety. And